In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the beginner-friendly upper body gym routine that helped take my big back from this to this over the course of the past year. Welcome to another installment of my beginner/shy girl friendly gym routine series. I previously have posted a super beginner friendly leg day routine as well as a more recent updated intermediate leg day routine video, which I will link both of those in this video somewhere if you're interested in checking those out. But today I am going to be sharing my upper body routine that helped me lose over 111 pounds in the year of 2024. To be clear, I am not a professional gym person or personal trainer in any sense of the word. I am just a regular girl who has been on a weight loss journey for the past year and has been also trying to teach herself how to work out at the gym. So that being said, just take everything I say with a grain of salt, because again, I'm just a girl on the internet who doesn't really know what she's talking about. But I'm gonna share what I have been doing and what has helped me in transforming my body and getting from where I was to where I'm at now. I have been consistently going to the gym for the past year now, and I have worked my way up from starting at 3 days a week to now going 5 days a week. And I do cardio, 30 minutes of cardio, 5 days a week, along with 2 leg day sessions on top of the cardio 2 times a week, and 1 upper body day a week on top of my cardio. I've also recently started doing some core stuff, which I talked about in my last updated leg day routine video. I will say that my whole warm-up and cardio/core routine that I do before both my leg day and arm day sessions are pretty much exactly the same. And so to avoid boring anyone who's already seen that video, I will say if you're interested in seeing the breakdown of my cardio warm-up and core routine and all that, I will again have those videos linked somewhere in this video so you can check that out. In today's video though, I'm just gonna go over the actual upper body routine portion of my workout. I have been doing pretty much the same upper body routine with just slight variations for the entirety of the past year. I have not really changed it up much as far as the exercises that I am doing. I will say I have tried to add a little bit of weight and reps over the course of the past year, but it has not changed too dramatically. So I feel like this routine is very beginner friendly, and I would also say shy girl friendly in the sense that I really try to use machines in multiple ways to limit the amount of time I am moving around the gym. I feel like when I was first starting out, I was very shy, very timid. I was very self-conscious, and so I really wanted to avoid other people and being in the way and making eye contact with other people as much as possible. So I would try to utilize whatever machine I was using in multiple ways, and I feel like that is just kind of a good tip if you are a very beginner and you're also just kind of really shy and not super confident. Try to find multiple exercises you can do on one machine. That really can be helpful. Also, I'll say these exercises I'm about to show y'all, in most gyms, these machines are all kind of connected. Like, I won't say every single gym because obviously gyms are different, but I would say in most gyms in America, they have a big, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like a big contraption, like a metal contraption that has different pulley systems on it. It's all kind of connected though, and so this is where I spend 90% of my upper body day. It's just in this little hub. I will say you cannot spot reduce or try to lose weight in just one specific area per se. a calorie deficit ultimately is what is gonna cause you to lose weight, therefore lose fat in different areas on your body, but you can't really control where that happens. But by doing weightlifting or strength training on particular muscle groups and areas, you can kind of help to strengthen those areas and also build muscle. And so once you are losing weight or losing fat in those areas with your calorie deficit, you'll notice more definition if you've been lifting weights and developing certain areas. For me, I've really been focusing a lot on my back, like my lats and my upper side boob area, as well as the backs of my arms or triceps. Those have primarily been the areas in my upper body that I really try to focus on. The first strength training exercise that I do when I am doing my upper body day, and I do have notes on my phone if y'all are wondering what I'm looking at, I always like to start with lat pull downs if the bar is available. And I will say these don't have to be done in a particular order. I just personally usually start with the lat pull downs if I'm able to, but I definitely recommend having an idea of a few different exercises or machines that you can use prior to going into the gym. That way, if a machine is busy and not available, you have something else in mind that you can do, and so you're not feeling like you're awkwardly waiting around to use a machine. I would say that's just a more so beginner friendly tip or something to keep in mind. But the lat pull down machine, it's a bar that is attached to a pulley system and it has a little bench that you sit on. It is primarily targeting your lats. Your lats are basically just these large muscles in your back. I've heard some people refer to them as like your corset muscles. So basically by working on these muscles, you are going to be really working on kind of creating more of an hourglass shape. So for the lat pull downs, I do 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and I start at 50 pounds and I will do 2 sets at 50 pounds, and then I will bump it up to 60 pounds and do 2 more sets. And I do this just for the progressive overload, which I did talk about that a little bit in my leg day routine, but basically progressive overload can help with building muscle. It's essentially just upping either the weight, the reps, or the intensity of a particular exercise. So I do try to incorporate that in a lot of my exercises that I do. I definitely recommend looking up like actual professional personal trainers and things on like YouTube and TikTok. There are tons of videos where people will actually show you the correct way to do these exercises, because you can injure yourself if you do them wrong. And I myself have injured myself, and I believe it was from doing the lat pull downs incorrectly, because I have been approached in the gym by a gentleman who informed me I was doing them incorrectly twice. So I'm not a professional, but from what I understand and what I think I was doing wrong and what I've kind of been focusing on since trying to correct my form with this is really trying to focus on keeping your elbows kind of in when you are holding the bar. You want to not have your elbows flare out. I feel like that was one thing I know I was doing wrong, and when you do that, you're not really engaging your lats, and so it kind of isn't as beneficial. So I try to really just focus on keeping my wrists straight and also like not flaring out my elbows when I'm doing these. And also, as you gain strength and as you practice and get good at doing these, another tip is to actually lean back while you're doing them as well. That can also help to engage the lats a bit more. After I am done with my lat pull downs, the next exercise I like to do is I will stay on the same machine I'm on and I will do underhanded lat pull downs, which is basically where you're holding the bar like this and pulling it down. This variation mainly targets your lats, your middle back, and also your biceps or the top side of your arms. And one tip that somebody told me recently is that leaning back with these these actually helps with working your biceps a bit more, so I've been doing that lately. But yeah, I do 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps of these. And like I said, I like to start with this machine because it's just one of the machines I know I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing. Once I'm done with my lat pull downs, I'll move over to the seated row machine, which if your gym doesn't have one of these specific like single machines, usually they have a seated row pulley bench thing. I don't really know what it's called, but it's usually attached to the same like contraption that has the lat pull down bar on it. There's usually a bench that has a pulley to do rows with. Now this machine targets several muscles in your back as well as your arms. I primarily try to use it to target my lats. One good way to do this is to have the seat a little bit higher and to have a lower grip, and again just kind of focus on keeping your elbows tucked in and pulling through your pinkies is something I've heard somebody say, but this can be helpful in just really trying to focus on targeting your lats. On this machine I'll do 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps again, and I do stay at 50 pounds with this one. You will notice a trend for most of my workouts. I stick to pretty much 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. If you are a very beginner, obviously start at the low end of this range and progressively work your way up over time. So the next exercise that I will do are called tricep push downs. Your triceps are the backs of your arms or your bat wings. Some people will use the rope thing. I don't even know what it's called. Personally, lately I've been liking to use a bar. With this exercise, I do 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and I do anywhere from 20 to 30 pounds, just kind of depending on how much my arms are hurting really. This machine is also usually connected to the metal contraption thing that I've been referring to this whole video. So the last exercise I do for my upper body days are called single arm pull downs. According to Google, these target the lats, biceps, rhomboids, and traps. I do these because they help with the side boob area from what I understand. Now this workout is done with a pulley as well, so you can either use maybe one of the pulleys if they're available on the metal contraption thing that has had all of the other exercise machines on it, or at my gym they have this actual like single, it actually has 2 pulleys on it, but it's like in its own little area. I kind of like doing this one when I am feeling shy and just not wanting to really be around other people, I guess. But basically I will just put the height at the very top as far as it can go, and I will use just a single grip attachment, and I start at 50 pounds and I will do 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Starting on the second rep, I will bump it up to 60 pounds and do that for 2 reps. And then on the last rep, I'll up it to 70 pounds if I'm feeling myself that day. Some days I don't, but on days I'm feeling strong, I will up it to 70. So those are the 4 exercises that I have really focused on doing for every upper body day for the past year. I do have a bonus exercise for the days that you may be feeling a little extra strong and want to add a little something. So sometimes I will do wide grip bench presses with the Smith machine, and the Smith machine is basically that machine that has the barbell kind of attached to it and it's fixed, if that makes sense, and you can add weights to the barbell. And what I do is I just slide one of the benches under the barbell, and I will do 20 pounds on each side. If you are a very beginner, I would recommend maybe starting with only maybe 10 pounds or maybe even 5, because I will say when you're first starting out and trying to build muscle, it can be a little bit harder to do these than it looks, but currently I do 20 on each side, and I will do 3 to 4 sets of 7 reps with this one, because it's just, again, I don't do this all the time, but this can help with just building your chest, like the front of your chest area. So after I'm done with my upper body routine, I do always finish with 20 minutes of cardio on the treadmill, which again, I talked specific details about my treadmill routine in my leg day videos, so be sure to check that out. But yeah, that pretty much is what I have been doing for the past year. Anyways guys, I hope y'all found this helpful to some extent, and if you are just starting out trying to get into the gym and feeling a little intimidated, just keep in mind that everyone starts somewhere, and even a year into it, I am still learning new things all the time. So don't feel bad if you do things incorrectly, or if someone tries to correct your form on something, which has happened to me. I know it can be embarrassing, but just remember that we are all learning and growing in our journeys, and again, we just all start somewhere. I am gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. If you have not subscribed, please consider. I share my weight loss journey along with other weight loss related content here, and we are a growing community, and I do appreciate all of you who have already subscribed and who like and comment on my videos. Your engagement helps more than you know. So other than that guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, and yeah, I will see y'all in my next one.